You're hooking into a lot of, meat shields, I
But
guess.
perhaps you can at least stop the Bloodseeker from running. That could be
That's
something.
definitely an option.
At the same time, they are kind of lacking on the disable part. If you want to try to stop Bloodseeker from running and have something else to do that with.
Well,
It's been a while. But
AG definitely, I mean, one of the times we have...
Oh,
well,
there it
Sand
is.
King, I mean, we've been mentioning Sand King time and time again whenever we see these kind of scenarios. Well, Sand King definitely available. Teams haven't really been bringing it out so much, but Ben, how do you feel about Sand King finally showing him?
I think Sand King's actually really strong and underpicked. He has heavy AoE, there's a lot of melee heroes, and if you can catch Bloodseeker with Blood Rage on with an Epi, the fight is just over. And against a team that likes to, fight a lot and, push towers, Sand King is probably one of the best picks there is.
Yeah,
Alright.
there's a lot of synergy with the draft as well. I feel like when you're dealing against an opponent that has very strong 5-man to push your towers, you have to have a very good team fight composition because they're going to be knocking on your towers. You want to have very good team fight so you can actually defend your towers by fending them off or wiping them. So at the moment they have Lich Ultimate plus Sand King Ultimate, which has a lot of synergy together. Sand King Ultimate will clear out all the crit wave, and that will set up for a very good Lich Ultimate to land.
All right, well, EG does round it out just fine with that last hero pickup of Sand King. We'll see if they can make it work. It is EG versus eHome. eHome really hungry for that 2-0. We'll find out if they can make that come true.
Especially good this game. And if you look at eHome's lineup, actually, they don't have the best tower aggressors. Like, EG can just hold on forever by just baiting them into getting further and further, and then Universe, if he gets a Blink Dagger, there's just the potential for absolute chaos there. And so I really like EG's lineup. And I'm not just saying that because I think they'll win this game, but I think their lineup is really well balanced, and I expect Sumail to have a good game. Like, if Sumail has a good game here, then EG, they should be able to snowball off of this. Because look at eHome's draft. Like, they have really greedy supports. Lion is a hero that has to get a Blink Dagger to succeed against a Storm Spirit, and it looks like he's going to have to play a 5-position Lion to begin with.
Want to welcome everybody in from the stream now, who's now tuning in to our commentary. I'm sure the beautiful panel that we have, the beautiful people there, gave some very professional analysis on the draft. Blitz and I had a much more fun time during our draft, but
if you want the
does
real
end
talk,
up exactly what you were talking about. What's the real talk, Blitz?
If you want the real talk, just listen to our draft analysis.
Yes, if you want the real talk, if you ever want to hear Blitz and I, just listen to us during the drafting phase when we're on the mainstream.
Yeah, we do some clown stuff. But, all right, so EG, okay, I think that you put PPD in the off, regardless of what happens. I guess Fear is better suited for top, just because he has Blink, right? And there's no reliable stun from eHome. Yeah. But he's still going to struggle in this matchup. Like, Undying is just such an annoyingly powerful hero.
Yeah, and it's just the danger of the Spirit Breaker. Like, even if you blink away, if he's charging you, like, he's going to be able to charge you underneath that tower. So you really got to be careful with the constant harassment of the Undying, and as he brings you lower and lower, Spirit Breaker just may make that full committal. And it's not like tower is even that much of a savior, because Spirit Breaker has such high effective HP versus physical damage.
Yeah, and Sumail actually, he's the type of player that's just going to get in CTY's face and spam out that spell right here, and he knows that CTY can't CS from this range, and look, he's just giving him the right-click nonstop. Like, I think he even dropped the remnant there.
Yeah, he almost overcommitted there. That was a really good play from Sumail, reading that opportunity, knowing, okay, he's going to come back, he really needs this last hit, but if he actually misses it, I can easily get the kill. Sumail is going to drop him once again. CTY is just being forced to burn through these tangos and is missing so much CS in the meantime.
Yeah, this is why the matchup is so difficult. If the Storm just decides to play up on you at all times, it's really hard for the Bloodseeker to respond with anything. And you notice that Sumail doesn't even bother going for denies or anything like that. He's just trying to pressure him as much as possible. Like, he steps forward like that, even if he has no kill potential, just to zone him out. And enough about the intricacies of the Storm Spirit matchup, because nobody cares about that. But the ward actually gets Alright, this is just like a ward-eating frenzy at bottom. They just, like, traded sentries like crazy. That was really weird.
AUI is still sticking around. This is the thing that we were talking about earlier, is that the Bounty Hunter being able to put pressure on the supports so easily, especially in dual lane scenarios. So now that they've killed all the counter vision, DDC is going to have a difficult time dealing with this. BPD is actually going to run into him, and will be able to get a lot of right-click damage, but of course with the Razor coming over, he just has to still play careful. This does leave the Queen of Pain solo up in the top lane, as we were talking about before. Our Spirit Breaker Actually find an invis rune, so maybe they can find an opportunity to go on Fear. He's only sitting on 435 max HP right now.
Yeah, and he's really struggling against this lane, and we expected that, though, right, to begin with? Because
watch the first hit bash.
Dying. No 17%. There's no way. He would have to bash him like 4 times, and then Fear would have to blink within vision to continue the charge. Like, it's really unlikely they kill him, but being annoying, yeah, they can accomplish that really easily.
Sumail gonna do some bottle crowing here, just really ensure he can keep the pressure up on CTY. As you can see, CTY is multiply dropping down below. And I think a big part of this is, again, what we talked about earlier, is the fact that no one from the side lanes of Evil Geniuses is dropping any HP.
Yeah, and it's more just that CTY can't get enough creeps in a row to be able to get CS. And now you're seeing the advantage, 18 CS to 7. If you're a Storm, you want at least, like, getting 30 by 5 minutes means that you're guaranteeing yourself, if you want it, treads and a bottle by the time nighttime is halfway over, meaning that pretty much everybody is within kill range for you.
Oh, nice. Sumail just got that deny on CTY. He was going for the blood right kill on the creep. Top lane, they make it a big dive, and they will be able to pick up the first
mid
blood.
as well.
Nice pickup, and CTY also dies in middle. Sumail's able to force that one out.
Oh,
rough
boy.
time for these lanes. Sumail now brings back his bottle. CTY is just completely stuck out of this now. With Sumail about to pick up his level 6, I'm not sure how he's ever going to be able to pick up more CS. Do you think that like a health potion would have actually made a difference there for the Bloodseeker in the laning phase and being able to rapidly get up to full HP? Because what you were saying there is like he couldn't get enough CS in a row to be able to continue his snowball. You're basically saying he couldn't get up the full HP, right? And in order to make sure he felt comfortable every CS pushing forward. Is that part of that, the Tango, the slow buildup of HP from Tango just isn't good enough?
No, I think it more has to do with the fact that CTY is getting hit by too many remnants. Like, it's not even like the activation time is too short for you to dodge it. Like, it's just hitting him too many times. And I know I'm focusing a lot on this mid matchup, and it's not just because it's a Storm Spirit. It's more just the fact that CTY has now died in a one-on-one matchup that you shouldn't die in. Like, in most 1v1 matchups, you shouldn't. And this is going to make him struggle really hard. And ROTK's mid now, though.
This is a little awkward. Sumail does get hit the silence. They do pick up the kill before AUI can actually stop it with the Burrow Strike. And now with 3 heroes and the Vision, they'll get on top of AUI for a double kill. CTY, that was huge. A great rotation now from eHome that now puts CTY in a much better position he was just 30 seconds prior. So Evil Genius is just a little bit too late on their rotations to save their mid. Meanwhile, the top lane, bottom is perfectly fine to stay solo against Fear as the Undying. How's that bottom lane going, though? We haven't really talked too much about that. It's been the Lich just bringing the lane back constantly for Universe's Sand King. Still, though, YJ is getting, it seems, a decent amount of farm, 15-1. You got to count those free denies from the Lich in there, so his CS really isn't bad.
Yeah, considering the circumstances, it's not bad, but Lich is doing what Lich is meant to do. It's not that you're just trying to slow down the Razor from as much farm as possible. You don't even have to really harass him. It's just about slowing down his farm and taking away the potential amount of creeps that he can possibly get. That's so huge for him. And so the Razor is doing okay, but the Lich is just making things so annoying. And Universe is the type of player, too, that you want to set up really well.
They find this one. They're going to be able to get the charge. And Silence is on top with the Hex. Yep. They will be able to control Sumail for a decent amount of time. Still, no bottle. Oh, my God. 11 HP. Rupture's now put on him. Sumail is desperately trying to bottle up, and he will have enough HP, plus the rotations from Evil Geniuses, that CTY cannot make the full commitment. Unbelievable. 10 HP like that.
That was so greedy by CTY. Like, he had the Rupture, and that alone would have been enough to kill. But he decides to save it, and...
Oh, you're talking about with the pushback from the Spirit Breaker, right?
Yeah, if he just casts the Rupture at the same time as the Blood Right, then they guarantee the kill, like almost no matter what. But by allowing Sumail to roll out like that, once he got a little bit of distance, there's no way that CTY can continue to chase past that tower, right? So I think that, especially if you're against a Storm Spirit, you just blow everything. Like, you guarantee that this hero dies, so you don't have to deal with it at a later time. And you're not going to get a lot of opportunities like that because every time it fails, Sumail will just continue to farm out mid lane, and then once that second pressure fails, then you can just go to the jungle because Universe isn't actually using the jungle too much, so Sumail can just abuse that if he wants, if he feels unsafe at all.
Yeah, this is a little bit curious. He went for the 3 levels in Sandstorm, so which is kind of a jungle build, but he's not actually utilizing the jungle. Why do you think that is? Why is he not just going, okay, I'm going to farm up the Radiant jungle, say, so he's still in this bottom area and just give the solo experience to PPD?
The lane is too good for him right now, and at top, AUI is going to get caught out. He's dusted. This should mean a kill. And
He just throws out the
shuriken.
shuriken. Any bit of damage he can get out before he dies.
That's the I'm dead, but let
Yeah.
me just bother you as much as I can. There's no reason not to.
Maybe this is another reason why they're really willing to run the Bloodseeker as a mid-Radiant up against a Storm Spirit, is because he's Radiant side and he's able to utilize, similar to the SF, utilize those camps that are so nearby.
Yeah, I think that has a large portion of why that is, and they're going to make another attempt here mid, but CTY...
Yeah, he gets a
prepare for it
ball
this
lightning
time.
jump. Snail got caught once and just barely lived. He's going to keep a keen eye out for that Spirit Breaker, especially during nighttime.
eHome's doing a really good job of pressuring him overall. I think if they hit that second kill, it would have been fantastic, but even without that, they're doing a good job of slowing down a hero that they don't have too many counters for, which is the right idea. Like, just pressure him as much as you can in the lane, slow down his farm so he can't get a really quick Bloodstone, and just extend the game time for yourself. In mid, he might actually die for this.
Yep, they're going to catch him this time around. The silence guarantees they get the kill.
If at first it doesn't succeed.
Try again.
Nice. What synergy we have.
Yep.
That was like the 5th time they went for it, and it's just like, we're just going to keep doing this. And Sumail's like, are you serious right now? Like, how do you justify doing this for the 5th time? But
this is actually comes back. This is a point that we were talking about very early on in some of our casts during the group stages, in even the wildcard matches. Razor and Viper, we're talking about Gyrocopter as well. Core heroes that are able to sit alone in their lane because they're either just tanky enough or they put enough offensive pressure on the offlane or whatever it is, right? They're willing to group 3 different heroes there in middle because why the hell not? RTK is going to be dropping low here as EG do make a big rotation out. And RTK will go down for the last couple right clicks, but at the same time, CTY comes in with a Rupture. Sand King actually had to TP out because he was too low. Sumail still has a lot of mana though, and it's actually going to make the commitment for the Razor, but there goes the heal out from Lana, but the damage from Fear is still enough. Now, Sumail is running out of mana, but he's still healthy enough to be able to